You want healthy, glowing skin, but with all the products, trends, and conflicting advice, it's hard to know what actually works. I understand. I am Dr. Tina Meder, a former cardiologist and specialist in the skincare development and cosmetic safety expert. I've spent years studying the science of skin. Welcome to Meder Beauty podcast, where we uncover what really matters, break down the science, and give you real expert-backed skincare advice. Whether you're looking to achieve radiant, healthy skin, curious about anti-aging, or want to understand what's really in your product, you are in the right place. Rooted in science and the truth about what your skin actually needs, we'll have in-depth conversations with leading dermatologists, medical experts, and skincare brand founders to bring you the latest innovations, evidence-based insights, and industry secrets that truly make a difference. We are so happy you are here. So let's go. Let's discuss about synergy and antagonism of cosmetic ingredients. I know it sounds a bit complicated. What is the synergy? Synergy, it is a mutual improvement of effect or efficacy of cosmetic ingredients when they work together. So when you apply some products, they just improve their action, like a coincidence. Antagonism means then it is opposite. When you apply two products on the skin, some ingredients in one product can inactivate ingredients in the other product, or even worse, they can worsen the skin condition, they can irritate the skin. Why it is so important? Because a lot of people, they mix different products on their skin. It's not a secret. Maybe it is a secret only for some brand managers or even cosmetic chemists, because so many times I listened to conversation of different experts of the industry, and many of them insist then client or customer should use products of one brand. Absolutely. And it makes sense. But being realistic, we understand that people mix products. You cannot avoid it. And I ran my clinic for many years. I have more than 20 years of practice and can say probably 99% of my customers, more or less, they've been mixing the products. The problem is when you mix a product, you never know how products will interact one to other. It's complicated, but at least we have scientific evidence speaking about a different kind of interaction between active ingredients of the product. So we can avoid, and we should avoid, these unwanted interactions. Or for advanced user of the skincare, you can find a way to get maximum effects of your combinations of product if you are lucky, because being other factors are not only active ingredients, they are functional ingredients in the product as well, and it can be interactions between emulsifiers or especially between preservatives. I will start from the antagonism. Why? Because it is the most important part. I know it can sound a bit pessimistic and negative, but still it is very important. And it's really painful to see how many mistakes people do, especially when you are an Instagram user. I watch every day such an awful combinations of ingredients just created by users and sometimes by skin professionals. I just collected the scientific evidence of some pair or some combination of ingredients which can be very antagonistic. When we are speaking about antagonism, we have two types of antagonisms of skin ingredients on your skin. First one, it is the most dangerous. Then when you combine two or more ingredients in the same application, it can irritate your skin, or it can harm your skin, just destroying the lipid barrier, and sometimes it can lead to the development of the dermatosis. It happens. Another type of the antagonism, it is the reaction of inactivation. So you apply one expensive product on your skin, and after you apply another expensive product on the skin, and both are gorgeous. And suddenly you have no effect at all because one product inactivates another. So, what are the best proven antagonistic? I will start with a combination which can be irritating for the skin and which can be harmful for the skin. So let's start from retinol and especially from tretinoin. Every week I see people who love tretinoin on social networks. A lot of people on the Instagram, they're speaking about tretinoin like about some kind of magic panacea. And they're combining this panacea with any kind of other ingredients without real knowledge what they cannot do. First of all, what you should memorize, and probably it would be a good idea to make notes now when you're listening to the podcast, so you can just stop it and take some paper or just put some notes in your computer or phone or whatever and share it with your friends because it is really important. First of all, you should never, ever mix up active form of retinol and tretinoin in the first place, but also retinol itself, acid-based skincare or retinaldehyde-based skincare with any kind of hydroxy acids. Alpha hydroxy acid or beta hydroxy acid, it doesn't matter. Retinol should not be combined with acid in any types. Why? Because retinol is very active ingredient. It penetrates deep and it has high irritating potential, especially active form of retinol. Tretinoin itself is well known as being the trigger of retinoid dermatitis, which causes the skin dryness, skin irritation, redness, flaking, and sometimes the real inflammation, including the specific inflammation of the lips area called halite. Sometimes it is unavoidable because tretinoin is used, for example, for acne treatments. But please don't do it just for the prevention of some imaginary problem or imaginary aesthetic concerns. I think then in the classification of wrinkles, alongside with lines and folds and expression wrinkles and mimic wrinkles, we should name mystic wrinkles, which exist only in the brain of the people who just look at the mirror and see something hyper-real which doesn't exist in the real life. Retinol, it is a very serious treatment, and by the way, in the European Union, it will be very limited from the 1st November of this year, of 2025, will be limited in the concentration, but even in the low concentration, it is very dangerous to combine it with hydroxy acids. Why? Because hydroxy acids, they acidify the skin surface and they can destroy the small bridges between dead cells on the surface of the skin in the layer of the skin called stratum corneum. It is our main protective layer. And in this layer, we should have dead cells. Also, once again, sometimes I see on the Instagram, I watch on the Instagram reels when people speak about the exfoliation. I get rid of all my dead cells from the skin. You should not. You need these dead cells. They are not a decoration. They protect your skin from the external aggression, from infections, from the ultraviolet as well, but also from different kinds of toxins and microparticles and everything. But acids can destroy the small cellular bridges between the dead cells because they are powerful acids. Also, they open the door for retinol much larger. And when retinol penetrates into the skin, when the penetration is facilitated by hydroxy acid, it can lead to very significant, very impressive inflammation. And this inflammation can destroy the skin barrier. It can leave your skin absolutely unprotected and naked. The first danger is you will feel very uncomfortable. Your skin will be inflamed. Your skin will be wet. Your skin will be red. Your skin will be irritated, painful, and infection prone. So if you got some history of acne, very probably that instead of the acne treatment, you will get the acne breakout. If your skin was even slightly sensitive, it will be hypersensitive after this. I'm sorry to bring bad news, but it will be very difficult to treat. It will take weeks, maybe months, to treat the skin after such a mistake. Also, it will lead to the photosensitization of the skin, what we call the higher vulnerability of the skin. So even the smallest amount of the ultraviolet contacting your skin can trigger the very serious pigmentation issue. Hyperpigmentation, and in some cases it can be hyperpigmentation or depigmentation of the skin. But even more serious than this exposure to the ultraviolet, this highest vulnerability created by this unfortunate combination of retinol with hydroxy acid, can create DNA mutations, because that's what ultraviolet does. That's why we protect our skin from sun rays, from the ultraviolet, because it creates this really strong oxidative stress, and this high strengthness can lead to the DNA mutation, can seriously damage skin cells, and in worst scenario, it can lead to the cancer development. So you see how important it is to be careful about the choice of the product. And all types of acid are dangerous in the combination with the retinol, with only one exception: lactic acid in low concentrations. So you should not use retinol with glycolic acid, or with kojic acid, or with azelaic acid, or with citric acid, or succinic acid, or salicylic acid, or pyruvic acid. So all types of acid are forbidden in the combination with retinol. Also, I'd like to mention that it can be not only the combination of moisturizers, because once again, very often I see now on the Instagram this idea of sandwiching the skincare, especially sandwiching of the retinol-based skincare. So the whole idea of the sandwiching, if I get it right, it's for dermatologists, it sounds revolutionary in the bad sense, revolutionary. This idea of sandwiching retinol with another moisturizers or cream, it's not really good from the very beginning. But it can become very dangerous if you sandwich retinol-based skincare with another skincare which can contain some amount of the acid, which maybe you see it as a good combination, like a little bit of kojic acid or whatever. And also, it can be dangerous if you mix up not only moisturizers, but also serum. Retinol-based skincare should be applied on the perfectly dry skin. For some reason, this fact is not very well known, but share this information, spread this knowledge. It is important. And it will be dangerous even to combine the cleanser containing acids, even if they are in low concentrations, like salicylic acid, 2%, still dangerous. Please don't do it. You should not combine acid-based cleanser with retinol-based skincare. So I hope you memorize it and you will never make this mistake, because it can damage your skin, if not irreversibly, but very hardly. And the treatment can be very long and very expensive. What we should not combine except as retinol with acids to avoid danger of skin irritation. They are combinations of acids with acids. Also popular. When you take a cleanser the salicylic acid from one brand, and after you find some acne treatment based on acids from another brand, and you think it is a good idea, it is not. If you combine 2 or more products containing acids, they should be from one brand, they should be ranked in the same range, and they should be recommended to be used together. If you don't get this recommendation, please don't do it, because it will very often lead to the skin trauma. And especially never use acid-based products from different brands, because you don't know about pH, you don't know about the power of these acids, and very often they will just be synergetic to each other and very antagonistic to your skin. Another thing, now I am addressing you, natural cosmetic lovers. I know how pleasant it is to use cosmetic products, but you should not combine natural cosmetic containing essential oils with any types of hydroxy acids, which I mentioned previously, and you should not combine it with retinol-based skincare. Also, I've seen this situation earlier and it never went well, because essential oils, despite the nice aroma and beautiful feeling, they are very active substances. They are not just aromatic decoration of the skincare. They are active, they are efficient, and they are very small. They are small molecules because the essential oil represents a combination of many chemical substances, including alcohols, esters, terpenes, and so on. Only thing which you never find in the pure essential oil, it is an oil itself. It has a funny name because essential oil, it is not an oil. And these essential oils, they can penetrate into the skin very deeply and very fastly. And they can be dangerously potentiated by all types of hydroxy acids. And also they create a very dangerous combination with all active form of retinol. So once again, retinol, retinolaldehyde, and retinoic acid. So I just hope that no one will apply tretinoin with some essential oil on the skin. It's really bad idea. Speaking about the inactivation of cosmetic ingredients, there are few combinations which are well known, and there are a lot of published research at this topic, but for some reason it is still not so known to the large public. And even I can say, and I am in the constant contact with hundreds and maybe thousands of skin practitioners and beauticians, and I found that many of them, they never heard about it. So, what you should not use together, because one ingredient will certainly inactivate other. The combination of retinol, once again, active form, retinol, retinoic acid, retinaldehyde, with benzoyl peroxide. Benzoyl peroxide is this very questionable ingredient. It's a subject of other conversation about the potential danger and systemic absorption of cosmetic ingredients, but it is still very popular in the cosmetic formulations. Honestly, when I take part of the microbiome congresses and microbiome conferences, it's such a conversation topic because microbiologists and people from academia, they are so surprised to know that we still use benzoyl peroxide in the skincare formulations. Then benzoyl peroxide is still mentioned in the international guidelines of the acne treatment, because benzoyl peroxide, despite being more or less efficient in the treatment of the skin infections, because it is disinfectant ingredients, is dangerous, is not microbiome friendly. Actually, it's very unfriendly to the microbiome. It's microbiome destroying ingredients, but also when you combine it with other ingredients, it is very tricky. And benzoyl peroxide inactivates retinol completely, like 100%, immediately after the application. And also I know that a lot of people, they do these mistakes. They are using some acne products based on benzoyl peroxide, often prescribed by the dermatologist, and they combine this product with tretinoin or any other types of retinol-based products. And benzoyl peroxide just destroy them all. Just forget about any types of retinol benefits. You will get only the skin irritation as a bonus of this combination. So please don't do it. It's well proven. Clinically, it's well proven in vitro. So we have all types of scientific evidence. Then you should not do it. By the way, benzoyl peroxide is also not very good for combining with any other ingredients because it is kind of active destroyer. It's disinfecting the skin, but also it is very powerful oxidant, not antioxidant, but opposite. It is oxidative ingredient. And benzoyl peroxide can easily destroy peptides, for example. It can easily destroy plant-derived antioxidants. So when you're using benzoyl peroxide-based product, you should be very careful and you should strictly follow the recommendation. And if you ask me, I think then benzoyl peroxide should be eliminated from skincare formulation totally. It's too old-fashioned, it's too unsafe, it's not good. We should forget about it. Another combination which is well known to be inactivating, it is a combination of, surprise, I'm bringing another bad news, vitamin C and niacinamide. Yes, vitamin C just destroy niacinamide. It convert niacinamide to the less active form niacin, and niacin is destroyed further. But niacinamide has this vengeance because it destroys vitamin C as well. So when you apply your favorite niacinamide-based moisturizer on the top of your also favorite vitamin C-based serum, you don't get results from both of them. So literally, you apply the empty cream and the empty water. Please don't do it. I suppose that both products can be quite expensive, but I don't feel well about it. And we should speak about it more. We should spread this information. So please never do it. Also, vitamin C should not be combined with products based on alpha hydroxy acid and beta hydroxy acid. Yes, sometimes cosmetic chemists, they create the formulation which contains the vitamin C amongst other acids, for example, glycolic acid, gluconolactone, vitamin C, ascorbic acid, and something else. When it is in the same formulation, very possibly, then cosmetic chemist stabilizes this formulation. So vitamin C is stabilized and it will not be destroyed by other acids. But if the vitamin C makes part of one product and glycolic acid or whatever else is a part of another product, very probably vitamin C will be destroyed. You will never see any benefit of using it. And also another combination which should not be used together, this is peptides, followed or prevailed by the application of any types of acid-based skincare. First, when I started to work with peptides, when I started my research, it was in the mid of 2000s. That was some kind of empiric evidence. We just see clinically that when you apply peptides with an acid, you don't see the same results. And actually, I made the same mistake myself because we didn't have any scientific information about it. Peptides being very new on the market. So when I seen peptide, it was arginine, and I've seen it first in my life, I decided to develop the products addressing mimic wrinkles because adrenaline is famous to be able to relax mimic muscles on the forehead, in the eye area. But despite it being small, it's still a little bit tricky to find a way to bring these peptides into the deeper layer of the skin. So you should facilitate this penetration. We call it in the cosmetic chemistry, we call this enhancement of the penetration. So I started to look for enhancers, and the well-known enhancer, it is category of hydroxy acid. So hydroxy acids, they are literally enhancing the penetration of anything else because they open the door. And I think it's a good idea. I love chemical peels, and I tried to use the low concentrated glycolic acid solution before applying peptide. And I was surprised to discover that my peptide just doesn't work when it's applied after the application of glycolic acid. I tried to change the pH, I tried to change the concentration of glycolic acid, but it just killed peptide efficacy all the time. So I looked for another combination. That's how I found niacinamide combined with another form of vitamin B3, which increases the vascularization of the area. So it's vascular effect, improves the microcirculation, and increase the permeability of the skin for short period of time, about 20 minutes, without damaging the skin barrier. So it was much better, and I started to use a niacinamide. But I remember the situation, and I always recommended do not combine peptide-based Medare anti-wrinkle cream, MyFix, with any types of acid-based product. And we continued to see this empiric evidence because when we started to work with clinics, when we started to work with salons, a lot of beauticians, skin therapists, and dermatologists, they ask this question: can we prescribe acid-based cleanser to use before your peptide-based solution? And despite I always unrecommended it, sometimes they did it. And after we get this precious feedback, they told, yeah, you've been right. It doesn't work. Only about 2015, the first scientific paper about this inactivation effect was published. Now we have quite strong scientific evidence that it is true because hydroxy acid used in the cosmetic formulation, they disturb the pH of the skin, they acidify the skin, but also they stay active on the skin surface for some period of time. It can be short, but it is enough to be able interact with peptides. And peptides, they are fragile molecules because peptides represent the chain of amino acid linked to each other by kind of fragile links which are easily destroyed by acids. If you want an example from the real life, imagine yourself drinking milk from glass, and when your glass is empty, you just fill it with the water and put this small piece of lemon in the water, and you will see scratched milk from the walls of glasses. I think that's probably everyone has this experience when you've been drinking hot tea with lemon or hot water with lemon, and when you finished your drink, you forgot that this glass was from the hot tea and you put milk in this glass, and you see milk is scratched. Milk is protein. Protein is the peptides. They are protein families. They are very small proteins. Lemon is full of citric acid, and that's how it works. The acid destroys peptide bonds. So please don't combine any types of peptide-based product with any types of acid-based product. Another bad idea to combine peptide-based product and, once again, retinol. Active form of retinoic acid and retinaldehyde, they are inactivate peptides action, and they can significantly reduce peptides efficacy because they are very controversial in their mechanism of action. Both of them can be collagen boosters. But at the same time, retinol speed up the skin renewal. It speeds up the renewal of skin cells in the epidermis that interact with all types of cells in the dermis and the epidermis. And peptides, they are much more precise. And when peptides tries to achieve this effect by interacting with some receptors of skin cells, it can be disturbed by the retinol action because retinol is powerful, it interacts with everything all in the same time. So it can be very controversial and peptide can be just forgotten by cells. So never do it. If you want to use both at the same time, give peptides a chance, give it 4 or 5 weeks of try, and after you can come back to the retinol if you want it. Also, I found quite interesting scientific research very recently, and this research is comparing so-called rotational use of skincare products with simultaneous use of skincare product. What does it mean? Simultaneous, so you use it together, you apply one product after another. Rotational product means that you apply products in different time of the day, or even you alternate it in different days. And this article was about the use of retinol-based product with glycolic acid product. I don't know why you should do it, but they get 2 groups. It was double blind. It was a really great design of the research, and they show when you use retinol-based and glycolic acid-based skincare all together, it irritates the skin, it's dangerous, it harms the skin. We knew it before. No surprises here. But when they try to use them day by day, so one day glycolic acid-based skincare, another day retinol-based skincare, it was much better. So I suppose then if you feel like you absolutely need to do it, you can try this rotational mode. But my recommendation is still avoid the combination of retinol, active form of retinol with peptides. Also, another combination, probably I've been speaking about it, they are essential oils. There's peptides as well. You should not use essential oils with retinol. It's a big red no. You should not use essential oils with acid-based skincare because, as I mentioned previously, both of them, they are deeply penetrating, they are small molecules, they can be irritating, and they potentiate this action of each other. But essential oils with peptides, they can just destroy peptides. Yeah, active molecules, not very predictable because essential oils cannot be standardized. They are natural blend of small active chemical substances, which are in the contents of these chemical substances in the oil depends very much of the climate conditions. So if you get 3 sunny days more during the year, essential oil will be different comparing to the essential oils collected and extracted from the plants which grow during the rainy years. So that will be unpredictable combination. Also, speaking about essential oils, please don't combine it with any types of sunscreen. It's really bad idea to apply essential oil-based natural skincare, even if it's called calming oil or anti-redness oil. Please don't do it. Essential oils, they are oxidizing on the skin surface very quickly. Most of essential oils, they are photosensitizing, so you should never apply essential oils before applying sunscreen. And I hope you understand that retinol and all types of hydroxy acids, they are photosensitizing, so it will not be the good idea apply it under the sunscreen. I know that it is an official recommendation. When you're using retinol, you should intensify your use of sunscreen. But many people just get it wrong. This recommendation means that you should use retinol at nighttime, but protect your skin with a sunscreen 50+, the most efficient you can find, during the day. It doesn't mean that you should apply retinol-based skincare and after apply 30+ sunscreen. This hope is empty. Sunscreen which can protect your skin from sun rays for 100% doesn't exist. And just let me not start about the sunscreen application. No one applies sunscreen like we should do. No one applies this amount of sunscreen which we should apply, 1 teaspoon for the face. Who does it? And also a lot of people, they just apply it unevenly because sometimes it can be tricky, it can be difficult. And when your skin is sensitized, when you apply the ingredients on the skin which can interact and potentiate the effect of the ultraviolet, it can be dangerous, even if you apply the sunscreen after. So as you can see, there are a lot of tricky formulations. And probably the best choice, first of all, if you are combining different brands of the skincare, I will be really happy if you will check labels of your skincare products just to be sure that you are not exposed to these dangerous or inactivating formulations. But for advanced skincare users, I can provide you with some information about the potential synergy of ingredients. So if you absolutely want to combine different products of different brands, that can be beneficial if you are lucky, because they are not only active ingredients in the skincare, they are functional ingredients as well, such as preservatives, such as emulsifiers, stabilizers, and they can interact with each other as well. And this combination is even less predictable. They are well-known inactivating combination between preservatives, so you should be careful as well. Some combination can be quite good. The best known synergetic combination, it is a triple of vitamin C, vitamin E, and ferulic acid. There are dozens of publications proving the synergy of these ingredients. Why it works so well together? Because all of them, they are antioxidants. And they are improving the efficiency of each other. They are really potentiating the effect of each other. And also they can be used in the double combination as well. Vitamin C goes very well with vitamin E, but the story of vitamin E, it's not easy as well. So we have different forms of vitamin E. And if you are interested, gamma tocopherol, the form of vitamin E, it is a preservative. But only alpha tocopherol, it is an active ingredient in the skincare with an antioxidant potential of the skin. And it goes even deeper because they are stereo shape of the vitamin E, like of many other molecules. But with vitamin E, it's very precise because it should be very specific. And only one form of natural vitamin E is really beneficial for the human skin. The most of synthesized form of vitamin E can be much less efficient. So vitamin C, natural vitamin E and ferulic acid, or vitamin C with ferulic acid, or vitamin C with vitamin E, or vitamin E with ferulic acids. Both of them, they work beautifully together. Another great combination, that's a combination of different hydroxy acids if it's created by professional. So I still discourage you to use different products of different brand based on different hydroxy acids, but if your dermatologist, if your skin practitioner recommend to use some combination, best choice of the same brand using different types of acid, it can be great for your skin, so you should follow the recommendation. Also, peptides can be synergetic to each other. Fortunately, different peptides, they are not contradicting each other. So if you have a serum with peptides which is the collagen booster, and you apply another serum or moisturizer, which is based on the peptides aiming mimic wrinkles, neuromodulating peptides, they will work great together. They will never inactivate each other. They are friendly to each other. But the combination of peptide can be really better because many of them, they are synergetic. They are well-known combination of neuromodulating peptides like arginine with lufrazil, with the cynic, and obviously we use it a lot in the art of formulation of the skincare. For example, our last version of MyoFix Active Cream for wrinkles treatment based on the combination of 5 peptides. 3 of them, they are purely neuromodulating, muscles relaxing. 1 of them that creates this happy face effect because it increases the sensitivity of the skin to happiness hormones. And the last one is remodeling peptide, boosting the collagen synthesis. And 5 together, they work much better than each one separately. But also different products based on peptides can be easily used together. Also, well-known benefits come from antioxidant complex. And many of antioxidant plants, they are great to use together. Most practical advice is probably if you have some antioxidant serum and you want to apply something else, aloe vera gel juice can be a great idea because it works well with many of plants extract like a green tea and resveratrol, red grape, horse chestnut, almost whatever you name will work great with aloe. Same for hyaluronic acid. Hyaluronic acid is very friendly, it's very stable, so also it can be used in different types of combination safely and efficiently. And most of the time we love to combine different antioxidants in the same formulation. So if you have, for example, the antioxidant serum from one brand and you have the moisturizer which you love based on plant-derived extract from another brand, it may be not such a bad idea. It can work. And in the cosmetic chemistry also we are using some combination of multi-preservatives. From the innovative ingredients, I should name prebiotics and probiotics. And actually, I forgot to speak about them. Speaking about antagonism, I'm sorry, and it is important. Benzoyl peroxide should not be used alongside products containing prebiotics and probiotics because it just kills the whole idea of the microbiome support. Salicylic acid does the same because the idea and concept of the prebiotic-probiotic-based skincare is an idea to promote the growth of beneficial bacteria and suppress the growth of pathogenic bacteria. But ingredients such as benzoyl peroxide or salicylic acid, they destroy all types of bacteria, beneficial included. So when you're using prebiotics and probiotics, in the best scenario, you reduce side effects of these aggressive ingredients, but you will never get the real effect of prebiotics and probiotics. But when you combine different prebiotics and probiotics, they are very synergetic to each other, and they go really well with plant-derived antioxidant, and they are very friendly to peptides. So many of innovative, efficient formulations, they are based on prebiotics, probiotics, mushrooms extract, algae extract, plants-derived extract, plants-derived stem cells, growth factors, and peptides. All of them are friendly. But old school ingredients, such as retinol, such as hydroxy acid, they are less friendly to all these innovative new generation beauty treasures, so I will not recommend to use them together. So long story short, most of innovative skincare of the new generation of the 21st century, based on biotechnological ingredients, based on the biofermented ingredients, based on prebiotics, probiotics, peptides, new plant-derived ingredients, they are not combining well with old school simple skincare based on retinol, and vitamin C. So now you know a lot about it. I hope you are not overwhelmed by this information, but I really encourage you to read labels of everything what you have on your shelf. And please avoid dangerous combinations. If you have any question, please let me know. I will be happy to help. So leave your comments on the podcast, communicate with us on the socials, in the Medder Beauty Instagram or on my personal Instagram page, Dr. Tina Medder. And I will be happy to answer. Thank you for joining us today on the Medder Beauty podcast. If you found this helpful, be sure to subscribe so you never miss an expert skincare tip. Have a question or topic you'd like for me to cover? Send me a message at podcast@medderbeauty.com and let's keep the conversation going. Also, you can visit medderbeauty.com and discover Medder Skincare, which I created. And if you enjoyed the show, I'd love if you left a review. It helps others find the podcast and keeps us growing. Until next time, stay healthy, stay glowing, and take care of your skin.